So first of all, there is a big message that I am seeing here about many of you. It's like pride, okay? It seems like you were really in love with somebody, and for whatever reason, you couldn't have a good, stable relationship with them. And they nitpick, they nitpick at the things that you do. And they might have been very critical of you. They might have like really, when the relationship ended, it might have really gutted you. They chipped away at your self-esteem. And so I feel like some of you are trying to get over this person. It has been a very difficult journey getting over them because you still feel strongly for them. But your pride will not let you get back with this person because they really did hurt you. They hurt you physically, like, emotionally, but they also, being with them, made you really question your self-esteem. It made you question whether or not you were good enough. And I'm sensing for some of you, there was a long-standing relationship. It was supposed to lead to marriage, but for whatever reason, the other person left, and they're with somebody else, and they're building a family with that other person. And so you're seeing this play out, and you're just kind of thinking like, was there something innately wrong with me? Why didn't they stay with me? Why didn't they want that with me? Why did they, do that with another person? And so I'm also feeling like if you have that person coming back to you after they've gone off to do their thing and they come back to you, it's basically a testament to yourself that, that you're a good catch, that no matter where they've been, that other person always came back because you gave them something that no one else could. You accepted them wholeheartedly. And despite all of their flaws, you still allow them back into the picture. You still care about them. You don't judge them. You're just, trying to steer them in the right direction. But I'm also feeling that person, it's like they would come back to you when the world has dealt them a rough hand. And you were always, in the past, like always willing to have them back. And so this is the month where you learn to say, no, thank you. You really hurt me. And you made me really question my reality. You made me question whether or not I was worthy. You made me question whether or not I was good enough. And so your pride is telling you, no, don't take this person back. And I feel like emotionally, you still have this warm-hearted feeling towards this person, but you're not going to accept anything less than, things that they can promise you. So I feel that big element coming in about, learning to say no, learning to distance yourself, moving on from past relationship struggles, and especially repairing that sense of self-esteem that has been corroded as a result of being in a relationship with somebody who did not appreciate you, who did not give you, the accolades, the thanks that you really deserve. Okay, so I feel like there's a lot of clearing up of old energies coming across the board with the previous reading and also with this reading. So let me just talk about the past. What we have here, the Four of Pentacles. This is basically holding on very, very, very tightly to somebody, to a relationship partner, wanting to make things work, wanting to build a stable foundation with that person. So I feel many of you are at a point where financially you're very, very stable. You're stably employed, and you have like, they say like you have a lot of positive energy all around you. Like, you know how to save money. You might have like, property behind you. Okay. You might own property, and you might also be like very well received in your professional life. And so when everything is going really well in those sectors, the only thing that you were struggling with is the relationship partner. Control issues. One person wants to do this, one person wants more freedom, and then the other person feels jealous when there's too much freedom. So I feel many of you were with somebody that either didn't want to submit. There is a lot of power struggle, control, and one person did not want to stay. And I feel that the other person that you're dealing with, this is an energy. We have here the Prince of Swords, okay? You could be dealing with an air sign, an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. But I feel like this person is an energy of somebody that wants to live life kind of recklessly. They want to see the world. They're generally very honest, very faithful. But there are a lot of power dynamics, power struggle, control issues in this relationship. One person wants independence, the other person wants to control. I feel like the person you were dealing with wants independence. They want to come and go as they please, and they're honest, so they don't understand why you have restrictions imposed upon them. They might also not be ready for this foundational life that you're trying to build with them. You know, because you're stable, but they're not. They're just starting out professionally. So they don't feel like they have enough to give you. They don't feel like they can make promises to you because they don't know where they're going to be from one day to the next, from 1 month to the next, from 1 year to the next. So they tried, but I feel like they couldn't give you what you wanted, okay? So this is moving away into the past, and I feel like you had trouble. You had a lot of trouble letting go of this person. And I also feel like you had a lot of trouble seeing things from their point of view. It has nothing to do with how much they love you or whether or not they even love you. That's not even a question, because I feel like they care. But I feel like you wanted love to be expressed and felt in a very specific and a very particular way. So whatever they're coming in with, you won't accept it because it doesn't match up with your ideals, your concept of what love means. So for example, love to you means commitment, you know, putting a ring on your finger, telling you we're going to move in together, we're going to buy a house together, we're going to have children together. Whereas this person is just like, love means action. Love means taking you on trips, going to see the world. But I feel like you wanted a little bit more. You wanted something a little bit more concrete, whereas they wanted to share experiences with you. So this is basically wanting the other person to submit to our ideas of what love means. When they are their own person, they're going to express love in a different way. So there has been a lot of power struggles in your relationships. Moving forward into the present situation, we have here the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. So this is basically two people coming together, matching each other, and seeing things finally for the first time. Seeing things kind of like in the same manner, seeing things from the same point of view, agreeing to let go of their differences and working to build a future together. So the 10 of Cups, this is what I call the apex of emotional happiness. It can't get any better than this. This is like discussions about family planning. When do we get married? When do we get engaged? How many children do we want to have? Where do we want to settle? Is your mom moving in with us, or are your parents moving in with us? So this deals greatly with these deep-rooted, important conversations that you're going to have with a relationship partner for this month. And I'm also sensing the 10 of Pentacles. Excuse me, the motorcycle in the outside. Sorry about that. The 10 of Pentacles basically means generational wealth. People combining their income together, shared bank account. So I feel like you are taking a relationship to a very definite level where you trust one another, you care about one another, feelings are mutually felt and expressed, you know, like in a really nurturing way. So not only do you like the other person, but I feel like you trust them. And you're at a point right now where you are able to join your finances, where you're able to combine wealth and assets together to build a family, to start a family. I'm seeing a lot of family planning with both of these with both of these cards. So it's like, you know, how many children are we going to have? Where are we going to live? And how are we going to fund our retirement? So I feel like you're having a lot of important discussions with your relationship partner about, you know, long-term planning, okay? These are really beautiful cards, and I'm really happy to see these for you, Aries. In the foundation, let me talk about this. We have here the King of Cups, and some of you could be dealing with this person. This is a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And we have here as well the Three of Wands. So if you are dealing with this person, this is a water sign, sun, moon, or rising. The Three of Wands basically means waiting for them to get their act together, waiting for them to get their life under control, waiting for them to, kind of like extract themselves from a situation where they have been very emotionally rooted. So they might have, another relationship that they're in, that they might have been separated, they might have been divorced, and you're waiting for them to be ready to commit to you. And then for others, I feel like this is an energy of a water sign that you're dealing with, where they really drag their feet. They take their time. They're not as ambitious, and they're not as, I want to say, spirited and directed as you are. So things that would take you 5 minutes to do, it takes them a lot longer. And so energetically, I feel like you and this water sign might be a little bit off, like not on the same page, emotionally, mentally, physically, and you might want the same things, but you're very clear and definite about what you need to do to get yourself what you want. Whereas this person is kind of flopping around, they're still trying to get their act together. They're still trying to stabilize their life. They're still trying to build things for themselves. And so they might have trouble committing to you 100%. I'm also sensing, if this is an ex that you have broken up with, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, what you're doing is you're turning back on this person. You're turning your back on this person. And I feel as well, if there has been a lot of promises that were made that fell short, if they made promises to you and they're like, we're going to do this next year, we're going to do that, and then none of those plans came to fruition, you start to see that, you know what, I'm wasting my time here. So you turn your back, and then you're like going out, branching off and looking at other opportunities, looking at other dating prospects, and looking at what else is available for you. So I do feel many of you turning your back on a relationship mainly because the other person is not following through with their promises. They're not able to give you concrete, definite answers. They're not able to give you like the information that you need in order to feel secure in your relationship with them. And crowning this reading is something that you're thinking about. We have the Ace of Swords, and we have as well the Fool. The Ace of Swords is basically important breakthrough communication that will really allow you to see where you stand with another person. It will allow you to see as well decisions that are made with another person, and we have the Fool. And we have here an air sign in your past, okay? So an Aquarius, a Gemini, a Libra, that you might have really tried to work with. Like you might have tried to, okay, let's negotiate, let's compromise, let's just, smooth out our energy so that we can stay together. I feel that there is going to be breakthrough communication here with an air sign that will allow you to see things from a different perspective, that will allow you to kind of like blend your energy together so that you're not leaving them with the Fool. You're not starting over. You're just rearranging, fixing a few things so that the relationship becomes a lot more stable, a lot more clear, and a lot more definite. So if you are dealing with an air sign and there has been stop, go, and power struggles, you want one thing, they want another, I feel like there's going to be a compromise here that will allow the two of you to come back together and to fix issues that might have crept into the relationship. Coming forward into the future position, we have the Sun as well as the Seven of Wands. Once again, that whole concept about ego, power struggle, what one person wants on an individual basis might be in conflict with the partnership or with the partner as a whole. There is a major energy here about suppressing our ego, the thing that we want, in order to make things work. So you might have noticed in the past, right, there was a lot of combative energy. This is you wanting what you want specifically. And you might have had trouble seeing it, like you might want, for example, you might want 3 kids. You might want a house in the country. And then your partner is just like, no, let's live in the city. Let's have this, vibrant social life, and let's not have children. And so you might have just, wanted these things, but you're not 100% sure yet. But as soon as the other person suggests an alternative, then you're just like, no, I will only want this and that alone. And so I feel like there's a lot of just the whole concept about wanting something only because the other person said you can't have it, right? And then this whole concept about feeling as if somebody that you're with can't give you what you asked for, you feel that they don't love you, okay? There are always physical constraints placed on a person. They can't give you whatever it is, but they can give you all the other things. So it feels to me like there were a lot of doubts in your mind as to, whether or not somebody really cared about you, whether or not somebody really loved you, because you were approaching relationship more from an ego standpoint, what you can get out of it. Not that, you're selfish or anything like that, but I feel like it was hard for you to kind of switch this story and see things from your partner's perspective. See where they're struggling and really hear them out. And this is the month where I feel like you're going to be able to break through all of those communication barriers. You're going to be able to blast through them. You're going to be able to revisit problems in the past and see them through a new lens. And seeing them through a new lens where you don't have to be combative. You don't have to doubt whether or not they care about you. You don't have to feel like you have to be on the defense when they say no. And so the whole concept about suppressing the ego and really allowing the other person to talk and allowing them to tell you, to tell you like where they're coming from, and not just passively listening, but actively listening and really understanding where they're coming from and why they can't give you what you need, why they can't give you what you want, why they might not even be the right relationship for you. That's, I feel, is very crucial. I'm sensing a water sign here that is in the picture that they want you to slow down a little bit. And I feel like they're not at a point where they feel success, and so they can't really commit, okay? So if you're dealing with that, just be patient. And I also feel as well, earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If this is an ongoing relationship where there is a lot of power struggle, control issues, you want to let that go. You want to release the energy. And I feel a lot of breakthrough here with air signs, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, where there's going to be a sense of mutual understanding. Financially, this is a month where I feel there will be a lot of talks financially with your significant other. How much are we going to save? Are we putting money in the bank? Do we need to save for our children's, education, college education? Should we open up a retirement fund so that when we retire, we both can travel together? So a lot of discussions, a lot of important milestones, and a lot of opening up with a relationship partner is going to be happening for you guys for this month, okay? For single people, I feel like you have several options that are in store for you. These are good options, okay? They come from far away, like it could be figuratively or physically. They're coming from far away to come see you. You have several options on the horizon, and you definitely need to, let the past go, turn your back on it, and just go with the new opportunities, because they are coming, and they are coming very, very fast. Don't, you have some relationship patterns here. I do feel that you need to break. And I don't feel it's entirely all your fault, Aries, but I feel that you have a very specific idea. If, he or she loves me, they need to do this. And so whatever else that person does that doesn't really match up to your ideal of what you want, then you feel like it's not really love. And that's something that you need to really reassess, because people show and express and, display love in their own way. Some people are flamboyant about it. Others are very quiet about it. But however somebody loves, I feel like you're always going to feel it, okay? Whether or not they love you, you're always going to feel that. So if they love you, they wouldn't do things or say things to undermine your self-esteem. They wouldn't do things or say things to like hold grudges against you and, withhold affection, right? So if you have been in those relationship cycles, you need to call it what it is. If they're withholding affection, that's manipulation. If they're like doing things that make you chip away your self-esteem, like that make you doubt your worthiness, that's not really love, okay? Seeing it and calling it out for what it is, that's really crucial. But then you also have to understand the fine line between people show love in different ways. So learn to bend a little bit to the relationship partner. I feel like that's going to help you harmonize your relationships, okay? So I'm going to leave it at that. I do wish you all the best. You have some really very good cards, okay, for partner people. And for people who are dating as well, there's a lot of positive energy here where they say like the wait is over. You're going to find somebody that will give you emotionally what you want, and they're going to be on the same page as you in terms of, you know, wanting commitment, wanting a long-term relationship, wanting to build a future together. All right. So I hope that is helpful. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.